We are 48 schools across 14 cities, but together we are one Shawnee mission, and we are all in.
Welcome back to Shawnee Mission Mic'd Up. This is episode 8. I am your proud superintendent, Dr. Mike Schumacher, with my friendly co-host.
Yeah, good morning, Brittany Gomser. Good to be here with you again.
Yeah, we're on set again.
We are, and
We're offset.
I love that. Yeah, on-site, offset.
On-site.
I don't know. We're not in the studio.
We're not
where we
in
are.
the studio. Yeah, we got some incredible, beautiful music behind us that we're going to hear throughout the episode. We have a wonderful guest with us that we're going to introduce in a second. But again, we're excited to come back to you. This is episode 8. We're going to be featuring our music programs, but as always, we're going to recap what we did last time in our last episode. We talked with Dr. Ziegler and Memo Rodriguez, an attendance specialist. Why don't you give us a little lead-in of what that was about?
I learned a lot in that episode. I'm sure everybody else did as well. But yeah, we really kind of dug into that role of the attendance specialist. But we started with where the conversation began last year. Our previous podcast host really did some great work there and getting some information about chronic absenteeism and starting that conversation in our community. So we wanted to follow up on, what have we done since then? What actions have we taken? And have some conversations about, where did this position originate and what can we do as a community to help support them? And it was just a great learning opportunity, I think. It was great to hear the work that's been going on there.
It really was. And again, Shawnee Mission is not unique in this issue with chronic absenteeism. All school districts across the country are addressing it. But I think we're doing some really unique things. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I think we were going to talk about is, why would someone want to tune into this? Why would someone who hasn't listened to the episode tune in? I think both Memo and Dr. Ziegler really highlight a couple things that parents would like to hear that could help impact them on getting their kids to school and help us support them. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool to hear directly from our students. What are some of the barriers and how can we support them? I thought they were very open and honest with us, and it was great to have that feedback.
Sure was, yeah. Anything different from you?
No, I really think that student voice, and it was just great to meet Memo too. I've heard such great things about him. It was great to get to know him a little bit. So yeah, that was pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, and he's a former coach, and our 6 different attendance specialists have such different backgrounds, but they bring something unique to the experience.
Right.
He's a former coach, and so it's kind of that tough love for him that he's exercising with the kids, and so that really resonated with me as well. I love that.
It was interesting to learn more because I think people hear about that role and they're like, oh, this must be like just the attendance clerk or something like that. No, they do so much more than that, and that was neat to hear about.
Yeah. Well, good. So if you haven't listened to that episode, I'd really encourage you to tune in. Great information about what we're doing to attack that chronic absentee issue. But let's transition.
Yeah, we are making a shift today, aren't we? This is awesome.
I hear the music behind us. Dr. Thomas, this sounds amazing.
It's awesome. Just this happens in all of our feeder patterns with band, choir, and orchestra students throughout the year. It's a chance to highlight the great things that are going on for kids, parents, administrators. I mean, it's just a synergy that comes together around the music programs in these area festivals.
Love it. So you're jumping right in. I appreciate that. Go ahead and introduce yourself. What's your role? And talk about that a little bit.
Well, I'm Dr. Bill Thomas. I'm the Performing Arts Coordinator for Shawnee Mission Schools. I oversee all the band, choirs, orchestras, and theater programs in the district, and this is one small part of that.
Love it. Love it. We have a student guest. Sage, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sage Reedy. I'm a senior at Shawnee Mission North High School. I'm the vice president of choir, and I'm in theater, cheerleading, and film, and a whole bunch of other things.
Oh my gosh, you're so busy.
Yes, very much so.
And what time did you guys get here today to help set up?
We got here at 7:40 this morning to start setting up.
That's amazing.
The whole North Choir.
Most of our North Choir and our exec board.
Wow.
And giving back to the North area, right? I mean, so that these younger kids can have a similar experience that you've had.
Well, yeah, we want to make sure that they can remember that everyone's super supportive here at North so they can continue in the program.
That's great. Awesome. Well, guys, welcome. We got some questions for you. Dr. Gunninger, you want to fire away? Yeah,
Dr. Thomas, maybe you can start out. Just tell us a little bit about this event. I mean, it seems like a pretty big deal to get all these kiddos in one place, all these different buildings. What are we doing here today?
Well, we bring in each of our attendance areas, once a year, we bring all of the students together in those particular performing ensembles, whether it be choir, orchestra, or band, and they get to work on 2 or 3 pieces together, like all the 5th and 6th grade choirs in this case. They're going to work up 2 or 3 songs, and they're going to be conducted by the middle school choir director, so they get a chance to see what it could be like if they continue on into middle school. And then when the middle school choirs come in, The high school choir director will conduct them and lead them through 2 or 3 songs, and then there's a big combined number at the end that pulls them all together and just wows the audience. Every time that I do these concerts with my bands, it's amazing because the parents are just blown away at the professionalism of the high school groups. But the high school kids go, oh my goodness, I remember when I did. And the elementary parents are like, wow, our kids get to be involved in that. And so it's just such a great time. It's really about recruiting, let's be honest. Sure. However, it also provides an avenue for students to look to the future. What can I do? Where can I go? And even for the high school students like we have here, to look at how it's impacted their lives and made their lives richer and better. And they can take that into other areas of their schooling and be proud of what they're doing. The leadership they're learning and the things that they do is just truly amazing.
So I kind of want to build off of that, if that's okay.
For sure.
Yeah. So the reason we do these podcasts is we want to highlight all of the many great things we're doing in the school district. So I'd like you to give you an opportunity in stage 2 to talk about why music programs are so important to K-12 schools, right? I mean, what are the kids gaining? Either those soft skills, non-cognitive skills, life skills. Why do we focus so much on music programs in Shawnee Mission?
Well, let's be honest. There's only one Taylor Swift in the world. However, all the people However, all the students involved in these programs can see themselves as a portion of that. But when you look at and you pull back to the 30,000-foot view, I was just researching recently, did you all know that the performing arts and creative arts industry is the 3rd largest industry in our domestic product in the United States, only behind healthcare and retail sales? Now,
I did not know that.
Now that involves not only the performers, and people, when you think about going into music, you think about you're going to be a performer, or into theater, you're going to be a performer. But there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. Just like with this podcast, there's a whole team that puts it together.
Right.
Taylor Swift has all of her setup crews. She has the music engineers that help record all of her work, have people that take care of all the licensing, have people that drive the trucks to get all of her equipment elsewhere. It's the same in the music industry. There's so many things that go on, and students, even if they don't become performers, they get to see all of this, and then they learn the skills of teamwork. Most industries, most workplaces, they're looking for people that can collectively come together to solve complex problems and feed off of each other and have creative solutions and ideas. That's what we do every day. In our ensembles, students are listening and reacting almost instantaneously to what they're seeing or hearing, to play or sing exactly together,
Right.
to balance and blend their sounds with the people around them, so they're creating art on the fly in the moment.
So cool.
And math and science is incredibly important, but how you utilize that after school, the creative arts and music and theater is all about problem solving and working together to form something bigger.
Love it. Well said.
Those are skills you use in any industry, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Absolutely. And he said there's only one Taylor Swift, but he hasn't heard us sing, I don't think.
That's
Can we meet
true.
the mics,
Did you
please?
miss that?
Yeah. Sage, same question. You mentioned that you're so involved. You do so many things. I mean,
I do.
why is the music program so important to you?
The music program is a way that students here at North, any elementary school, middle school, can express themselves. I have gone through a lot growing up, and music is always a community where, like you said, we create so much art on the fly and so quickly that you're all working together and supporting each other to express emotion while reading music, while making sure that you're doing everything you need to supposed to do with each other. It's like it's an indescribable experience to create music with like my peers. It's very wonderful.
I love that comment, creating art on the fly.
Yeah.
I mean, it truly is. That's
And
wonderful.
the feeling that you get when it's all done, I mean, there's something about it that when you have that moment and you just know it together, it's amazing.
No, it truly is a unique experience that I recommend every kid going through a music program or an arts program here. It's wonderful. It's truly wonderful.
And hopefully our audience can pick it up. But I mean, there's beautiful music
Yeah,
happening
this
right
is
behind
amazing.
us.
Yeah.
That's great.
Sage, you've shared with us that you've been involved with music and theater for a little while, and that you even participated in a similar program when you were in elementary school. Can you tell us about some of your memories of that, or why you think this is so important for our elementary students?
Yes, I can. I was involved for 8 years at Santa Fe Trail Elementary, and I remember they told us that we were going to come to Shawnee Mission North, and I was very nervous. I was extremely nervous, and they came in, the high schoolers welcomed us with open arms. They came up to us after the concert, were very encouraging. It was fun to perform with our parents, and they were saying that these are what we would be seniors and middle schoolers, and I never thought I would get here, and here I am, and I'm helping set up. It's just magical to see everyone go through these phases and watch kids grow up before your eyes in such a special way with music.
It's awesome. So, Dr. Thomas, you mentioned that it's a lot about recruiting, and we all get that. How many kids are we talking about? And so a couple questions. How many kids are we talking about with all of these different festivals? And then are we seeing an increase, a decrease in the number of kids participating in music across the district?
Great question. I was looking this up to be prepared for it because I knew it was going to come this way.
Yeah.
And I do track those numbers from year to year. In Shawnee Mission, we have over 6,500 students involved in the performing arts in a district of 22,000 plus. Now, that's not counting the elementary music where every kid gets music in the classroom, but the elementary choirs is counted in that. And when you think about our programs, the opt-in programs are grades 5 through 12. So there's 6,500 students involved performing arts, including theater. I don't know what that enrollment is, but I'm going to assume and think about that it's probably in the neighborhood of about 40 to 50% of our student population, grades 5 through 12, are somehow involved in performing arts.
Wow.
Which echoes what goes on at the state level through KSHA.
Yeah.
I can look up those numbers, and our band choirs and orchestras, they don't track theater numbers there. Our performing arts numbers for KSHA, Kansas State High School Activities Association, we have some 31,000 students in Kansas involved. The next closest activity is track and field.
Okay.
Next closest activity is track and field, and they only have 14,000 students across the state.
That's amazing.
Football has 13,000 students. We have more students involved in band across the state than they have in football across the state. Performing arts is huge. Now, how are we doing? We're coming back after the pandemic. That was hard on all of us because if you can't sing and play together, that makes it kind of difficult to have music in the schools. Yeah. But we're slowly coming back from that, and we're learning how to recruit folks back in. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, but the teachers are doing a great job with that.
That's great.
Yeah. So you've mentioned that this is bigger than Shawnee Mission, right? It goes beyond us a little bit. Can you tell us about some of the opportunities that our students get to have outside of the district? I hear all these unique things every year. If both of you could share a little bit more, that always fascinates me.
Well, certainly our students, and Sage may have a great insight in this as well, but we have a lot of students that are involved in the district and state honor choirs put on by the Kansas Music Educators Association. But there are all sorts of other honor groups they can be involved with, from college and universities that put these on, to we have our very own Kansas City Youth Symphony. We have the Olathe Youth Symphony. We have the Fountain City Brass Band, which the Fountain City Band is a semi-professional group that performs internationally, has won several international competitions. They have a youth version of that. And then we have groups from various schools that travel across the country for various events. And even internationally, we've had groups in Germany. We've had groups in Italy. My own group's going to London next year. So we have students that get to go perform literally around the world and share the gift of music, and on top of that, experience a piece of education that you can't touch in a classroom. You can talk about it, but to experience it's a whole different ballgame.
It's immersive.
What an opportunity. Yeah. Sage, have you gotten to take advantage of anything like that?
Yes, I have. We actually are preparing for our district audition this weekend. So as we're running this, we're preparing to audition for state and for our district choir, and a lot of our kids at North can make it quite often. And I know some of my friends are also in KMEA. That's a local choir through all the Shawnee Mission School District that our kids can be in for extracurricular. And for thespians, that year's like a scholarship. They help you get to school, and same with choir. Every music program, if you audition, they can help you, and our teachers help you get scholarships to continue to pursue. It's very wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah. Sage, do you remember coming over to North when you were an elementary student and participating in this event?
Yes, I do. I was very nervous. I thought it was huge. I thought it was a very big school, and I was very scared, and a lot of seniors came up to me and were very helpful, very kind, and they helped me, and I wasn't nervous anymore. I was so excited, and I just remember thinking I would really like to do this, and I want to be a leader. And here I am, in a blink of an eye. I am now one of these leaders, and it's great. It's just kind of magical to watch these kids and know that I was one of them. So you want to have the same impact on them.
It's like a full circle experience, right? Yeah.
It's wonderful.
So, sell it. If for anyone who's listening to this podcast or any kids out here, why should they continue participating in music when they get to the high school?
you should continue to participate in music because it is truly a magical experience here at North, and I know at any other program. It is such a community to meet different people. It is the one community here that we have so many people from different areas that you would never talk to normally, and I have made so many great friends, and you've gone on so many things, and you work together to create something truly magical that you can't capture in a classroom. It is one of the hardest classes I take because you're using both sides of your brain to process music and to make sure you're also staying on tempo and all these things, and it really is undescribable to describe how it feels to perform music with my peers, and it's truly magical.
Love that. Yeah.
Well, Dr. Thomas, you're not going to get any better advertising than
Please
that,
don't ask me
so.
to.
I know, I'm really reconsidering. I'm like, maybe I need to join choir. I don't know. We can't have this conversation without talking about our music educators, right? We have amazing educators in this district, and sometimes I wonder if people know their backgrounds and their experiences. Can you give us some insights about your colleagues and just some of the cool things that they bring to this field?
Absolutely. I kind of stumbled onto this last year accidentally, just talking with some of my colleagues, and found out that we have people that perform regularly with the Kansas City Symphony.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a world-class orchestra right here in our backyard. But we have other people that perform with military bands in the area, several jazz bands, jazz combos. And of course, Kansas City is known as a jazz hotbed, so that's not hard to fathom at all. Have people involved in the Kansas City Chorale. So the top orchestras, bands, choirs, they're all involved as performers, and then can share that with students, what it's like to perform as a professional. But then we also have people that serve on various boards of directors for theater programs, and they're directors of community theater programs and involved in all of those kinds of activities, directing church choirs, singing in church choirs. So many of our people are involved as musicians. They haven't just read about it, but they actively continue to perform and then are able to share those experiences with the students. And in some cases, we've had some of our students get to sit side by side with them and perform, or they've taken them to concerts and invited them out to various venues to get to hear those professionals and see those professionals work, see them rehearse, and see what it's like to be in the professional world. Again, that's an exercise that you can't get in a classroom.
Right.
That happens through that immersion again. I'm so proud of our staff that they have those diverse backgrounds, and they are able to invite the students in to be a part of that.
Yeah, our kids are pretty lucky.
They are.
It's amazing to hear those stories.
They're creating these lifelong skills that are going to carry with them forever. Right. I'm kind of curious. I need to look behind us and see what's going on.
I know.
There's some stomping and clapping, and that's great. So as this is dropping on November 14th, and I'm sorry I'm putting you both on the spot, but if someone wants to come out and experience a music event, a concert, can you think of anything that maybe not specific dates, but for different schools that are coming up that people can maybe attend? Sage, how about here at North?
For choir, we have a choir concert on December 12th at 7 p.m. in the auditorium. And musically, if you want to pursue theater, we do have Alice by Heart that is 19th to the 23rd of November. You can, I would say middle school and up. It's kind of a more mature show, but you can see that our theater department and our choir department work hand in hand so that we can go together. It's really beautiful. Those events you can check out anytime.
Perfect. Cool. Yeah.
We actually started on our district website. There's a calendar page. If you go to the top of the Shawnee Mission SMSD.org website, there's a tab that says calendars. You go to that, there's a performing arts calendar, and we have listed all of the performing arts events across the entire district: band, theater, choir, orchestra, all of those. And it tells the dates they're on, if there's any costs to get in, which most of them are not, but there are a few because of contractual obligations for theater performances mostly, that we have to charge admission fees to pay for those rentals. But most of the events are free, and we'd love for the audience and community members to come join with us and partner with us, because that's why we do this. We can do it for moms and dads all day long, but we want to be a contributing member to the community and share that love of performing arts with our patrons.
I knew you'd be ready for that question. Knocked it out of the park. All right, very good. Yeah.
So what can we do to support as a district, right? We have these thriving programs. They're so, important for our students. What more can our district's community do to support performing arts?
Well, we are so incredibly fortunate, and the district has been so incredibly supportive. When they brought my position on and asked how we could do some things, and the avenues I've been given to share where our staff is, where our students are, and what we can do have been amazing. With that said, I have noticed across the country there are pockets where we are starting modern music ensembles to bring students in with more pop rock music to meet them where they are. Because let's face it, a lot of the music we do as bands, choirs, and orchestras are from the Western European tradition, Bach, Beethoven, Mozart. How many of you guys listen to that on a regular basis?
Not very much.
I don't even do that.
I'm more
right?
Taylor Swift.
Exactly. And so these modern music ensembles that are taking off across the country are exploring that and meeting students where they are and figuring out how to create some of that music. And that's no experience necessary in most regard. So they don't have to start in 5th grade, or if you don't start in 5th grade, you've missed out.
Right.
So there's a lot more opportunities that way. Along with that, with our clientele in Shawnee Mission, something we've talked about a little bit is mariachi bands. And that's something that's going on across, even in Kansas, that's starting to happen already.
Yeah.
And so that could attach to part of our community very well. We did start a music technology program in our district, the first one in the state of Kansas. And we are looking at how we can expand that, because that gets into some of the background kinds of stuff we were talking about earlier, that even Taylor Swift has music producers. They have music event specialists that put on events like this. And how do they do that? Music management programs. And they learn how to mix music. They learn how to create podcasts. My students right now are in a podcasting segment, so they're learning how to do this very thing. So to be able to
collaborate, maybe there's some overlap there.
Exactly. So those are the kind of things where we've got a toe in the water on some things, and we're eyeing some other things. But with all of that, you know very well, Mike, it all takes money.
Sure.
And resources. You got to figure out where to spend that. But we're looking at where's our community, because we know with Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart, we're missing a lot of our community.
That's right.
So how can we get to them and make music important to them so they want to be a part of it, so it fits their culture and what they understand and what they've grown up with, and how can we come into their culture and meet them where they are to have a meaningful relationship with the performing arts?
That's great.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear from Sage, too, around that same question. Yeah.
All right. So I know as of COVID, especially here at Shawnee Mission, that it has hit our arts departments very hard. And we are, like, this event is to advertise, to bring kids, to tell them it is never too late to join the arts. We always will welcome you with open arms, and we are so excited that you can experience the arts here. It's such, again, I can keep saying it's a magical experience to be a part of this. So I think just advertising and letting people know it's not too late. You can always join, and there's always, like, room for improvement, that we can teach you guys things, and you meet such great people. I have met wonderful people, and I've done this with my older brother who's now graduated, but it really is amazing. And I think we just need advertising and funding as well, obviously, but advertising to younger kids who think that they can't participate, and they really truly can. You can always participate.
That's great.
I hadn't really thought about that.
Take a note of that.
Absolutely. There's a place for everyone in our family.
Yeah, that's great.
Agreed.
Wow.
Love it. Sage, last question for you. How about a favorite memory of your music experience here at North?
Okay. So
It's a tough one. I'm sure there's many.
there's a lot. There's so many. My musical experience, my brother was a senior the last 2 years ago, and we have this thing every year. North does the Pops concert, and we do these dancing. We do Taylor Swift. We've done Taylor Swift.
There you go.
We have choreography, and it's all student ran. So we teach all the songs the students do. And Hillary Morton, my amazing choir director, she helps us, and all the students teach the dances. It's all student ran. And solos, seniors get solos and everything. And my sophomore year, my brother was graduating, and I got to have my last performance with him ever on the auditorium stage. And it was to a Lizzo song, oddly enough, but it was amazing, and it was emotional. And every year at the Pops concert, it's like our finale. And the seniors get a final goodbye, and you get to watch your seniors go with, amazing Taylor Swift songs. So it's kind of, it's ironic, but it's fun. And that's my favorite memory, was watching my brother performing with him the last time.
I got to know what song it was.
It was To Be Loved by Lizzo, and there was jazz hands. There was all kinds of things as I'm
That is
crying.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was fun.
She's beaming as she's talking.
She should.
That's what it's about, right?
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
when we go to promote this episode, I think we should just sell it as the Taylor Swift and Lizzo episode. Right?
with their
All right. I
X
think that'll
handles,
work.
and that'd be great. So, any last things? We're wrapping up. Just anything real quick you want to add?
I mean, Shawnee Mission is been blessed with incredible music programs for years and years. Music and theater programs. And when we compete in the Blue Star Awards with our theater programs, they always score very well, win many awards. Our music programs, like I said, perform internationally. Our students are getting a world-class education. It's an amazing place to be, and we have a place for everybody that wants to be involved, and we're trying to figure out how to even broaden and widen those arms and that reach. We want everybody to have that experience. We want everybody to have that love and those memories together.
That's great. Sage, thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you guys so
Yes,
much.
You did an
Thank
amazing
you.
job.
Look
Dr.
who's
Thomas.
come up on stage here.
Oh my gosh, here they come.
go.
There they go. Yeah. So just a reminder to our supportive community that new episodes of the show will drop every other week on Thursdays. You can check out past episodes on smsd.org and send us any story ideas for feedback.
please.
We want that feedback so that we can provide the content that our community needs.
That's right. Taylor Swift and Lizzo.
Yeah, so next episode, yeah.
Yep, next episode. So we're going to do something fun for the next one. You want to tell everybody a little bit about it?
Yeah, we are flying up on the holiday break, on Thanksgiving break, and so one of the things that, again, that's unique to Shawnee Mission is we have this amazing culinary program,
Yeah.
and they do this event called Everything But the Turkey.
It is just what it sounds like.
It is
Yeah.
something that's near and dear to your heart. I know you participate every year.
Yes, yeah. I've got to help pass out orders. They get a lot of customers. I don't know if you've never been a part of it or never seen it. When you come to pick up, there is a line all the way down 71st Street because people they know how good this stuff is. So yeah, I'll be there again. Not only picking up my own, but also helping hand some out. So,
Perfect.
yeah.
So if you're listening, you're obviously listening to this episode. So when you're listening to this episode, check out our website. There's information on the website.
Yeah.
But then the next episode, we'll be talking more about that program.
Yeah, and really, it's a great opportunity to get a head start on all your holiday cooking. So I recommend taking advantage.
There you go.
All right, let's thank a few people before we officially wrap this up. So let's thank, of course, McKenna Campbell, our music tech student at East, for creating the music that goes along with our podcast every week. And also our communications team who helps us get out here and kind of see what's going on in our district. Thank you guys for making all this happen.
Yeah. And featured photo of the week, something really cool. Miss Hale at Benninghoven Elementary, obviously near and dear to your heart, former principal.
Yep.
Over there, she's a second grade teacher. We're posting that right now. We're putting that up on the screen. But there's some pictures of her kids programming Ozobots.
This just looks so fun.
It's so cool, and that Ozobots are learning or trick or treating, right?
Yes,
and so
they're
learning
programming and coding their Ozobots to go along with all of the Halloween fun they were having. And of course, there's costumes, so I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you guys.
Great job,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Gonzer. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Remember that we are one Shawnee Mission, and we are all in.